Hi, it's Wendy at the Barrington Library. I'm going to show you how to do foil art illuminated letters. Illuminated letters were used in old manuscripts hundreds of years ago, and some of them are just beautiful, and it would be like the first letter of the word of the first paragraph that would be elaborately designed, and it's just really pretty. So I'm taking that idea and kind of going with it to make our own initial. Would be fun to do. So that's what we're hoping to do. So in your kit for illuminated letters, we have a little printed instruction sheet. You'll have to get a piece of cardboard, a piece of construction paper, along with a glue stick and a dull pencil and some markers for decorating with. So I'm going to turn the camera down and get started to show you how easy it is to make some illuminated letters. Oopsie daisy. So here's a couple of my examples. I'm not sure how well these transfer over the phone, but this is my R, and I did a lot of decorating inside with textures along with colors. I did a W for Wendy. I didn't even color any of this yet, but look at the textures on that. Can you see? And I hid some words in there. Of course, my name, cat, books. You can do all fanciful designs like this. This was a pretty basic one at the beginning that I did some ivy running through the letter. So you can choose how you want to make your design, but the first thing we need to do, I gave you a piece of construction paper. Put your piece of cardboard on top and just trace it so that you can cut it out. We are going to glue this to our cardboard. It makes it an extra type of a cushion, so when we're pushing down with our pencil to make our designs, it will let it even press down in a little bit deeper than if it were plain cardboard. So just go ahead and cut that out, and we'll glue it onto our cardboard. All right, so cover it with glue stick. Glue sticks really work well on this design. Along with gluing the construction paper down, we'll be gluing our aluminum foil right on top of it. And it just helps it from sliding all around and getting that puffy, airy look later. So, there we go. Now I'm going to cover this with my glue stick. Cover the corners well and the middle and pardon me. Alrighty, I'm going to take my aluminum foil. Now, it's folded up a little bit, so I'm going to just kind of flatten it with my fingers and then place it on top of, there we go. Then I can continue flattening and spreading it out with my fingers. It helps get the wrinkles out, but it also seals it down for me. I'll turn this over and fold it around my shape. Nice and snug. Tape it down. It's actually really pretty, so later on if you wanted to hang it on your room wall, you can. It's pretty firm once you get it all together and tape it down. Alrighty, let me turn this over. My blank canvas. Now, I would suggest probably maybe your own initial from your name if you want, or practice. It could be block lettering, like that's a K for Kendall. Mine was the W for Wendy. This is a cursive letter L, but I would definitely practice on your piece of scrap paper somewhere first so that you kind of have an idea, the sizing, that it's not lopsided. I'm going to use the K. I'm going to place it right in the middle of my aluminum foil. I'm going to take a little bit of tape. You don't have to, but just because my arms, I'll be pushing it around, I don't want to, I'm just going to barely tape it down. But then I'm going to take, you can take your dull pencil, or you can even take a ballpoint pen at this time, but you're going to trace just the outline of the letter. I'm not tracing the inside design. That I'll do later on, once the letter is there. Oh, see, I didn't follow that line perfect, but that's okay. it It's pretty simple. And I can press fairly hard on this because the paper is there. Once the paper is gone, you have to be careful when you're pressing into the aluminum foil so that you don't rip right through the foil. And there's my letter K. I don't know if you can see that design okay. And then now I can decide on some letters, like a little bit on my W, you can see I gave it a frame. Sometimes there are frames at the beginning of illuminated letters for their paragraph. Sometimes it's a whole scene, like gorgeous flowers or forest scenery or religious subjects would be all around that first letter starting a paragraph. So you can decide how you would like to do that. I think I'm going to give it edges. So I'm going to gently with my pencil go ahead and make it a frame. I like having those corners because I can put little designs in there. And so now it's got like a little frame around it. Is another area that I could design. And that could be, I could do here, we'll do a vine. And then you would just indent leaves all the way up. So now on these indented areas, this is something that you can color in with markers, or if you want to take a little bit of paint, paint it on, and then quickly rub it off, the paint will settle in all those creases that you've made for your lettering. So I also put the word Kendall in the middle. That was just a boy's name. I don't even know a boy named Kendall, but you can have a chance to either write something down the side or just do designs. I'm going to start with designs. I don't know how well you can see this, but I'm going to do, how about like hatch marks? 3 across, then 3 the other way, then 3 down, 3 the other way beneath it, and we just keep altering. Whoops, that was 4. But you just alter all the way down, and it makes a pretty neat pattern, a nice texture on it. Now I can change up and I can do squiggles and make patterns that way, and maybe in between do some circles and a squiggle. Over here I can do big and little big polka dots or bubbles. I could do it however I wanted. Have you ever heard of the drawing activities called Zentangle? It's just some way to relax by doodling. It's kind of a cool thing, and that's sort of what I feel like I'm doodling on my design. I also have to be careful though that I don't draw right through it and rip it. So something that begins with a K, kite. I can draw a kite if I want with a cross. I could put that in my design, actually something that begins with it, or kitten. I could write the word kitten. But while I'm writing, I also know that later on if I added paint, it would dent in. And if I don't add paint, maybe I could draw something instead. So I could draw a little with pointy ears and draw my kitten. Anybody who knows me knows that I love my kittens. So you could make an actually that way. So just decide however you want to. I'm going to do some sideways maybe. And a diagonal line, and I think I'll draw a line above there. Some flowers. You can do all kinds of different designs. And down here, decide. You could do just in your corner designs, flowers, or up here, you could do a shield, like you've got your coat of arms. Whoops, that's not a very good shield. Maybe practice before you put it on. You can do all sorts of different designs. Just fill it in. I'm going to show you how to put a little paint on and then rub it right off, and that will fill in the grooves of your design. Or later on, you can take markers and even make some of it show up a little bit brighter with that color. So let me grab this. I'm going to take a little bit of paint right now. Just a little. And about this paint is once you put it on, don't let it dry, because then it won't rub off easy. But you could fill just this shape, the top of your letter, or you could paint it over the whole aluminum, you know, the whole shape, the whole cardboard shape that you have, and then wipe it right off. And see how that green sticks down into the grooves of all the little indentations. I don't know if it shows up well, but I pretty much wiped away at everything, but it really stuck down in. And that will make your design show up a little bit better from far away, which I think is pretty cool. Also, to help it show up, you can just color in. So anything that you've colored or designed, go ahead and color in. Even if you did this for your whole lettering, you could still go back later on and highlight with the markers for some color. So we could do that. And I'm going to have an orange cat. Don't know how well that's going to come out as an orange cat, but I'm going to do that anyway. So I have an orange cat at home, Oberon. And then we'll color in our little circles. Okay, so there's your ideas. And I know that you probably have many more ideas than I even do for designing and decorating and making those textures, and just go for it. You know, it's pretty relaxing. It is sort of like Zentangle. Once you get your aluminum foil over that board, I mean, I could go on and on and on. I had such a good time decorating my W. So I hope you have a fun time too. Thanks for joining me. Have a good day, everybody.